Hi guys and girls, here's a video on proportion based around recipes. There's quite a few examples here, but I'll whip through them as kind of quickly but as clearly as I can. So, we've got a recipe here for some cakes, and the recipe makes one cake. But I want 4 of those cakes. Now it seems like common sense that I should multiply this by 4. The question asks for each ingredient, so if I times this one by 4, I get 24 ounces of butter. Multiply this one by 4, I get 20 ounces of sugar. Multiply by 4 is 28 ounces of flour. Multiply by 4 is 12 eggs and 8 teaspoons. If you wonder what an ounce is, it's about 28 grams, I think it is. It's an old way of measuring grams. Right, next one. So first thing to notice is this serves 5. So Navina has a recipe, she only wants to make enough for 1. So how do you turn a 5 into a 1? Well, you can't take away 4. Because if you just took away 4, that wouldn't be the same as 1 portion. What you need to do is divide it by 5 to give us 1. So each one of these is going to be divided by 5. So for onions, we need to do 150 divided by 5, which is 30. So 30 grams of onions. For carrots, 80 divided by 5 is... my brain's currently gone blank. What is it? 50, 30, 16. 16 grams of carrot. Now, this one's quite tricky. It's going to be decimal. What do you reckon 2.5 divided by 5 is? We could do our little bus stop method. So 2.5 divided by 5. 5s into 2 don't go. Carry 2. 5s into 25 is 5, and don't forget to put the decimal. So if we divide this by 5, oops, not by 0, by 5, we get 0.5 tablespoons, so TBS is tablespoons, of olive oil. Divide this one by 5, we get, well, 5s into 6, go 1, with 1 left over, 5s into 15 go 3, and 0. And the last one, 1.5 litres divided by 5. So again we can do 1.5 divided by 5. 5s into 1 don't go, carry 1. It should not be a diagonal line. 5s into 15 go 3, and don't forget the decimal place. Now just watch out, if you are asked for the oil or the stock in actually no, you won't be, this one's okay, the oil's fine, but if you are asked for this in millilitres, how do you turn litres into millilitres? Multiply by 1,000, so that would be 300 millilitres. Just watch out for whether your question wants litres or millilitres. So they're kind of basics, you know. This one's not too bad either. So Sanjay wants to make 24. Our recipe makes 8. How do I make an 8 into a 24? Multiply it by 3. So for each one of these I'm going to multiply by 3. So 335 is 405, so 405 grams of flour, 8 teaspoons of baking powder. 16, oh they use TBSPS. Normally in recipe books it's just TBS, but anyway. 16 tablespoons of sugar. 130 times 3 is 390 millilitres of milk. 3 eggs. And hang on a minute, where did I get... Oh, lordy, I made a mistake there. I looked at the 8. I'm supposed to be multiplying by 3, aren't I? So 3 teaspoons and 6 tablespoons and 6 tablespoons of oil. Hopefully you spotted that mistake before I did. Okay. Similar idea here, so that time we're multiplying up, this time we're going to divide down because our recipe serves 24, but I only want 6, so how do you turn 24 into a 6? You divide by 4. So each one of these is going to get divided by 4. So for the oil, 140 divided by 4. You could actually, it might be easier to do it this way. Dividing by 4 is half it and half it again. So if I start with 140 and half it, I get 70. Half it again is 35. So I want 35 millilitres of oil. If I start with 360, half it's 180, half it again is 90. So I want 90 grams of onions. 2.4 kilos, half of 2.4 is 1.2 and half of that is 0.6. So 0.6 kilograms of potatoes and 2 litres, so 2, half that's 1, half that's 0.5. 0.5 litres. Again, just watch out. This one, they might ask it for it in grams rather than kilograms. So you times it by 1,000 to give you 600 grams. And for this one, they may want it in millilitres. Again, you times by 1,000. So this is 500 millilitres. Just watch out. Your question will show you somewhere what unit they want it in. Now, they're not always going to ask you to do every single ingredient. Sometimes they can put one ingredient in, Other times they might say, well, how much can I make if this is how much, in the first instance, how much syrup it is. So we've got 3.3 litres of syrup. So this has been turned into 3.3 litres. Or what might be more helpful is if this was in millilitres. So that's 3,300 millilitres. Because that's what she uses here. So we need to work out what she's multiplied by. It's not the nicest one to do. So we want to do... Let's do this by adding up. So 275. Add on another 275 is 550. So that's worth 2 of them. 2 550s is 0, carry the 1, 1,100. That's worth 4 of them. And then we know that 3 of those are going to make 3,300. So that's a 4, a 4 and a 4, so I've got 12. So each ingredient would need to be multiplied by 12. Right, there are loads of other ways you can do that. It really doesn't matter how. Yeah, it's totally up to you how you do that one. So how much sugar is needed in kilograms? So we've got to multiply this by 12. So 150 times 12. Again, you can use whatever method you like. So 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2. Add this one is 3. fill the 0, and then 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 1 is 1, add them up, 0, 0, 8, 1. That is milligrams, sorry, that is grams. But the question very clearly says in kilograms. So we're going to divide that by 1,000. So that's 1.8 kilograms. Right, we don't need to worry, oh my word, I can't get my words out today. We don't need to worry about the other ingredients. It just asks us about the sugar. So I won't waste your time. Right. We've got 20 grams of sugar. Where's sugar? Okay, so how has she turned 140 into 20? She's divided by something. How many 20s make 140? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. So that's 7 divided by 7. Okay, so all of our ingredients have to divide by 7. So how many flapjacks is she making? Okay, so this recipe originally was for 14. If we divide that by 7, then we get 2. So she was making 2 flapjacks. This is a very weird, weird amount to make, but why not? And then my very last one, we've got 1.1 kilos of sugar. So 1.1 kilos is 1,100 grams. So how am I going to turn 110 into 1,100? I'm going to multiply it by 10 because effectively all I've done is put an extra 0 on the end. So, how many flapjacks is Nasa making? Well, this was making 10. We've been told we've got to multiply by 10, so he's now making 100 flapjacks. That's a bit more like it, rather than just 2. Alright, so read your question. Make sure you know whether you're doing all of the ingredients or not, and make sure you know what units they need to be in. Okay, most of the time it's going to be flipping between millilitres and litres, or kilograms and grams. Now, they're the ones to really look out for. I hope that all made sense. Catch you later. Bye!